Hello family, I hope that this video finds everybody safe and well. I wanted to come on and do a video announcement of some good news in 2021. So it's my good news, and I hope it's also good news shared by my family of faith, because the good news is that now I have 2 poetry books, so to God be the glory. This is Words of Wellness, Poetry to Bless the Busy and Burned Out Believer. This is just Words of Wellness poetry book, revamped, revised, with some new poems, 2 new poems, and some of the original poetry just kind of leveled up, just upgraded a little bit. And then this is my new fruit, my new baby, Words of Wellness, Poetry to Bless the Brokenhearted Believer. And so what qualifies me to write both? Well, I've been busy and burned out, and y'all know I hate that word busy. So I don't say that from a place of judgment, but from a place of discernment. I've been there, and I've also been brokenhearted. And so God, in His infinite wisdom and His loving kindness, has blessed me with the good work of my hands to be able to write poetry that now I want to share with my family of faith. I also want to share, and I constantly encourage creatives, when you can, to officially get your work copyrighted. I bless the Lord that I have now gotten the new book copyrighted, as well as the Words of Wellness series copyrighted. And so I just wanted to share that with my family of faith. I wrote that poetry at a time where I needed healing. I needed some healing for my soul and healing from my heart. So that's some heart and soul poetry right there. And I found it amazing that when there was a friend of my husband's that said that that poetry reminded her of Proverbs. And at first I was like, no, that's Psalms. That's Psalms. That's my Psalms. But however, after I did some research on poetry and actually learned that there are indigenous West African cultures that actually use poetry in order to pass down proverbial oral traditions from one generation to the next. And I thought, oh my goodness. I was even surprised when my aunt told me that my grandmother wrote poetry. And I'm going to share a little bit more about my grandmother on my Instagram site. So in either case, as I recognize that poetry has some therapeutic qualities and can be utilized as a therapeutic tool for healing, it led me to be even more excited about writing the poetry and sharing it with my family of faith. So it was amazing. I'm in the book of Acts, and the Lord leads me to go read Proverbs. And I'm like, okay. So I'm at Proverbs 1, and I'm going to read 1 through 6. It says, "These are the wise sayings of Solomon, David's son, Israel's king, written down, so we'll know how to live well and right, to understand what life means and where it's going, a manual for living, for learning what's right and just and fair, to teach the inexperienced the ropes and give our young people a grasp on reality. There's something here also for seasoned men and women." Salt and pepper, seasoned. "Still a thing or two for the experienced to learn. Fresh wisdom to probe and penetrate the rhymes and reasons of wise men and women." And oh my goodness, beloved, when I read those words, rhymes and reasons, it made me realize that as I went back and I looked at my poetry, that my poetry reflected the truths and the wisdom that the Lord, as I was writing and as He was downloading, came to the surface for me and made me realize that there were some things that I needed to really consider. There were some things that I needed to become aware of so that I wouldn't continue to repeat certain cycles, and so that I could move forward and live well and do what was right. And so I am here to share both of the 2 books that are now in the Words of Wellness Poetry series, and to God be the glory, he's downloading more poems for the 3rd book, and so that will come out whenever he's ready. But I wanted to share this tonight with my family of faith. You can find both of these books on Amazon, and so I hope that they will certainly bless you as you may read them. And I'm encouraging you too. My poetry is meant to be read out loud. I really think all poetry is. So as the words reverberate through your ears and get into your heart and into your soul, that it will have something of healing to offer you too, if you find that you are both blessed or busy and burned out and brokenhearted. But it is meant to bless you if you find yourself in those conditions. So with that, I hope, family, that I've used my words well tonight so that you can be wonderfully well. All righty, until next time, bye-bye.